Welcome everyone to the light of Zion. The light of Zion is our God's word. Yahuwah's word is a lamp for our feet and a light for the road that we travel. Shine your light, O Yahuwah. Let it lead us to your holy mountains. Shine your light, O Yahuwah. Let it lead us back to Zion. Shine your light and let it guide us on our journey back to you. Shine your light, for it is good for me. And with that, I say, welcome to the light of Zion. Greetings to you all. It's my pleasure to come to you again, bringing you a message from the light of Zion. Today, I'm coming to you again with an interesting topic again to consider. And I hope that those of you that has been following this channel and listening to the message coming from the light of Zion, I hope that you are being benefited greatly, and I hope that you are being enlightened to truly understand what is written in the scriptures, what our Father has written down for our instructions, so that we can know what our God is doing at the appointed times. So it is truly my privilege to come to you again to present this information to you. So today I am coming with another topic. This one is titled, Esau is till the end of the world. Jacob got next. Yes, Esau will rule until the end of this world, but Jacob got the next one, the next coming. And follow along as we examine why or how Esau is to rule until the end of the world. In the book of the Apocrypha, the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 6, verse 9, there it is written, Esau is till the end of the world. Jacob is the one that follows. So yes, it's telling us clearly that Esau will rule this present world system until it ends at his appointed time. But Jacob, or Israel, will rule the kingdom to come, or the one that will come after this present world. So Esau will rule until this present world ends, but Jacob, or Israel, will rule in the one that will come after this present one. So we are going to break this down and see why Esau will rule to the end of the world, or how Esau came to be the ruler of this present world, or how Esau got in power to be the one to rule on this until the end of this world. We are going to break this down, so I hope you are ready to follow along and take notes, so that you can examine them at your own time too. So let's break this down. Let's break this down. Let's consider the two branches of human tree, or the two branches of human upbringing. Yes, two branches of human upbringing. Follow along as we consider in the Bible book of Genesis chapter 3 verse 15. And there it is written, "And I will put enmity between you and the woman, and between your offspring and her offspring. So he will crush your head, and you will strike him in the heel." That is what is written. So with that decree, Yahuwah the Most High God foretold of two branches of humans that will spring up from the earth. That there will be two branches of human beings that will spring up from the earth. There will exist human children raised up by the serpent, the devil, who will bruise and hurt the children raised up by God. And there will also exist human children raised up by God that will crush the head of the children raised up by the serpent, the devil, on the earth. So these are the things that the Most High God foretold. And you should know that Yahuwah does whatever he has decreed and whatever he wills as he pleases. So he has foretold also the end from the beginning, and these are the things that must take place. So therefore these two manner of human will exist on earth. And these two manner of humans will have dominion over the earth at certain appointed times by God. Yes, at certain appointed times by God, these two branches of humans will have dominion over the earth. But the end result will be as foretold and decreed by God. The end result is that the children raised up by the serpent, the devil, will bruise and hurt the children raised up by God. But at the end, the children raised up by God will crush the head of the children raised up by the devil, the serpent. So this is what was foretold. So the devil produced and raised up the nations as his human children or offspring that will obey and serve his will. Also, Yahuwah God, the Most High God, the living God, produced the nation of Israel as his offspring to use in producing his human children that will obey him and that will serve his will. And his will is revealed in the decree that he has made at Genesis 3:15. So the devil produces children, the nations, that will serve his will. And Yahuwah produced his children, the nation of Israel, that he will use to do what? To serve his will. Notice and pay attention to what is written in the book of Deuteronomy chapter 32, verse 7 to 9. There is written, say, remember the days of old, and consider the years of past generations. Say, ask your father, and he will tell you, your elders, and they will inform you. So when the Most High gave the nations their inheritance, when he divided the sons of Adam from one another, so he fixed the boundaries of the peoples with regards with regards for the number of the sons of Israel. For Yahuwah's people are his portion. Jacob is his inheritance. So, pay attention to what is written. Say, you should ask your father or ask your elders, and they will tell you. The Most High God divided the nations and gave them their inheritance from the sons of Israel. He divided the two human branches, the ones produced by the devil, the serpent, the devil, from the Garden of Eden, and the seed that God produced. He divided both branches, and he fixed their boundaries with regards to the number of the sons of Israel. But Yahuwah's people are his portion, and Jacob is his inheritance, the children that he produced. So, yes, Yahuwah divided the two human branches and separated them from one another from long ago. It is the nations versus the Jacobs or Israel. Those are the two human branches that spring up on the earth. Yahuwah further clarified his activities regarding his decree at Genesis chapter 3 verse 15. He further clarified his activities or what he's doing concerning his decree at Genesis chapter 3 verse 15. In the book of Genesis chapter 25 verse 21 to 26, there it is written, and Isaac kept pleading with Yahuwah regarding his wife, because she was barren. So Yahuwah responded to his plea, and his wife Rebekah became pregnant. And the sons within her began to struggle with one another, so that she said, if this is the way it is, why should I go on living? So she inquired of Yahuwah, and Yahuwah said to her, 2 nations are in your womb, and 2 people will be separated from within you. The one nation will be stronger than the other nation, and the older will serve the younger. When the time came for her to give birth, so look, twins were in her womb. Then the first came out red all over and was like a garment of hair. So they named him Esau. After that his brother came out, and his hand was holding onto the heel of Esau. So he named him Jacob. Isaac was 60 years old when she gave birth to them. So Yahuwah clarified that 2 nations will emerge out of the 2 sons of Rebekah. And these 2 nations will influence and will produce 2 manner of people that will have dominion over the earth. Yes, Yahuwah clarified that 2 nations are in the womb of Rebekah. And these 2 nations are 2 manner of people that will do what? Have dominion over the earth. Just like he decreed it in the book of Genesis, chapter 3, verse 15. 2 manner of people or 2 manner of nations At the end of all this, the older will serve the younger. So the two manner of people are: one, those who hate and despise the true creator of the earth, and the other are those who love and cherish the true creator of the earth. Those are the two manner of people that will spring up from the earth: those who love their creator and those who despise their creator. And these two will have dominion over the earth at various times, appointed times. So those who hate the true creator will choose to follow and serve the serpent at the Garden of Eden, the devil, as God. Yes, I say it again: those who hate the true creator, the Most High God, will choose to follow and serve the serpent in the Garden of Eden, and serve the serpent, the devil, as God instead of the Most High God. But those who love the true creator, Yahuwah, will serve and will obey him as God. These are the two manner of people that will spring up from the earth and will have dominion at different times over the earth. So, but keep in mind, we are trying to find out how is Esau to rule until the end of this world. So Esau of the wicked one. In the book of Genesis chapter 25 verse 27 to 31, there is written, "As the boys got bigger, Esau became a skilled hunter, a man of the field, but Jacob was a blameless man, dwelling in tents. And Isaac loved Esau because it meant game in his mouth, whereas Rebekah loved Jacob. On one occasion, Jacob was boiling some stew when Esau returned from the field exhausted. So Esau said to Jacob, 'Quick, please give me some of the red stew that you have there, for I am exhausted.' That is why his name was Edom. To this Jacob said, 'First sell me your right as firstborn.' And Esau continued, 'Here I am about to die. What use is a birthright to me?' And Jacob added, 'Swear to me first.' So he swore to him and sold his right as firstborn to Jacob. Then Jacob gave Esau bread and lentil stew, and he ate and drank, and he got up and went away. Thus Esau despised the birthright." So Esau showed that he does not care much about his relationship with his creator. In fact, he despised the birthright and all that comes with it. It means he hated being the branch that Yahuwah will use to produce his human children that will take dominion of the earth at the end and crush the head of the devil. So Esau despised his birthright and all that comes with it. So Esau, by that action, Esau is become of the wicked one, because he despised his creator. He did not value his relationship with his creator, the Most High God. So he became of the wicked one. This is the history of Esau, of the wicked one. The book of Genesis chapter 36, verse 6 to 9, there is written, "After that, Esau took his wife, his sons, and his daughters, all the members of his household, his herd, and all his other beasts, and all the wealth he had accumulated in the land of Canaan, and he went to another land some distance away from Jacob his brother, for their goods had become too many for them to dwell together, and the land where they were residing was not able to sustain them because of their herds. So Esau took up dwelling in the mountainous region of Seir. Esau is Edom, and this is the history of Esau, the father of Edom, in the mountainous region of Seir. So we were given history of Esau, how he separated from Jacob and went to the mountainous region of Seir to dwell. So we were told that Esau is Edom, and this is the history of Esau, the father of Edom, in the mountainous region of Seir. So Esau and his offspring mixed with the other nations, the Gentile nations. He mixed with them and joined them to persecute and to bruise Jacob, his brother, his younger brother. Yes, he moved and went to the mountainous region, the Caucasus Mountains, and he joined with the other nations, the Gentile nations, to persecute and to bruise Israel, his younger brother. Pay attention to what is written in the book of Obadiah, chapter 1, verse 10 and 11. There is written, "Because of the violence done to your brother Jacob, shame will cover you, and you will perish forever. On the day when you stood off to the side, on the day when strangers took his army into captivity, when foreigners entered his gate and cast lot over Jerusalem, you acted like one of them." So Esau is in alliance with the other Gentile nations, the serpent seed. He is in alliance with them against Israel, his brother. So that's how Esau became of the wicked one, or he joined the seed of the devil. He joined with the seed of the devil to persecute his brother. Remember, the children or the offspring produced by the devil is the nation, the other nations who are not of Israel. But Esau joined these other nations and became one with them, and they joined them to persecute Israel, or Jacob, his brother. Remember that it was foretold that Esau and Jacob are two nations and two manner of people that will have dominion over the earth. Esau is the founding father of Edom, known as the Edomites. And the Edomites began their mixing and conquering of other people and nations on the Caucasus Mountains. Yes, Caucasus Mountains of Seir, and later founded the Roman Empire. They have continued in their domination of the earth's inhabitants up till today. That is how Esau become or mix with the Gentile nations and become of the wicked one. So Esau conquered the Caucasus Mountains where he moved to dwell. They founded the Roman Empire, and they have continued to do what? To have dominion over the earth up till today. In fact, Esau or Edom's descendants are still ruling and dominating the earth today. That is why it's written in the book of 2 Ezra chapter 6 verse 9, Esau is to rule until the end of the world, but Jacob got next, the one to follow. In the book of Deuteronomy chapter 2 verse 5, there it is written, concerning Israel or Jacob, this is what Yahuwah, the God of Israel, told Israel when he brought them out of Egypt. He said, concerning Esau, he said, do not engage in hostility with them, for I will not give you any of their land, not even the space of a footprint, because I have given Mount Seir to Esau as his possession. So yes, Esau is to dominate all the mountainous region and beyond. He is to take possession of them. However, Esau became presumptuous at heart. His thinking is now to dominate the whole earth and beyond the stars. So even though he was given the mountainous area to dominate, he and his descendants to have dominion and possession of, he became presumptuous at heart. He wants to do what? Dominate the whole earth. And he wants to dominate beyond the stars. That is the history of Esau for you. So, in the book of Obadiah, chapter 1, verse 1 to 5, there is written, the vision of Obadiah. This is what the sovereign Lord Yahuwah says regarding Edom. So we have heard a report from Yahuwah. An envoy has been sent among the nations. So rise up, let us prepare for battle against her. Say, look, I have made you insignificant among the nations. Say, you are utterly despised. The presumptuousness of your heart has deceived you. Say, you who resides in the retreats of the crag, dwelling in the heights, saying in your heart, who will bring me down to the earth? Even if you make your dwelling higher like the eagle, or if you place your nest among the stars, I will bring you down from there, declares Yahuwah. If thieves will come to you, robbers by night, how utterly you will be destroyed. So would they not steal only what they wanted? Or if it were grapes gatherers who will come to you, would they not leave some gleaning behind? So Esau has become presumptuous at heart because his descendants has conquered and exerted dominion over the inhabited earth. They have exalted themselves on high and are proudly asking, who can bring them down? They are proudly asking who can bring them down, because they have exalted themselves, and they have dominion over the earth. To them, they have become presumptuous at heart. They are desperately seeking the birthright, that is the relationship with the Most High God, which Esau sold to Jacob. That is what Esau is really, and his descendants are desperately what? Seeking to have that relationship with the Most High God, which Esau sold to Jacob. So, in the year AD 66 to AD 70, Esau's descendants invaded and took over the land and inheritances of Jacob or Israel. Whatever Esau cannot control, they steal, they kill, and they destroy. Yes. So because they are seeking that relationship with the Most High God, they invaded in the year 66 to 70 AD, and they destroyed the land of Israel, and they took over the inheritances of Israel, and they exalted themselves over the earth. So, in fact, Esau's descendants is the thief that came at night time for Israel, to steal, to kill, and to destroy the birthright inheritances given to Jacob. Yes, Esau's descendant is the thief that the Messiah referred to, that will come to kill, to steal, to kill, and to destroy. And they came in the year AD 66 to 70, and they invaded Israel, and they destroyed, they killed, and they stole the inheritances belonging to Israel. And they exalted themselves over the earth. That's why in the book of 1 John chapter 5 verse 19 there is written, so we know that we Israel originate with God, but the whole world is lying in the power of the wicked one. The wicked one is Esau, who is of the devil, because they invaded and took over Israel and took over everything and exalted themselves, and they are having dominion over the earth till today. And there we rule until the end of this world. Again, continuing the history of the wicked one, of Esau the wicked one. In the book of 1 John chapter 3 verse 10 to 12, there is written, the children of God and the children of the devil, the serpent, are evident by this fact. So you can distinguish the children of the devil and the children produced by God by this fact. So whoever does not practice righteousness does not originate with God, nor does the one who does not love his brother. So for this is the message that you have heard from the beginning, that we should love one another, not like Cain, who originated with the wicked one and slaughtered his brother. And for what reason did he slaughter him? Because his works were wicked, but those of his brother were righteous. So even the same way, Esau hated his brother Jacob because Esau's works are wicked. Esau is of the wicked one. That's why he hated Jacob And that's why his descendants invaded the land of Israel in the year AD 66 to 70, and they took over the inheritances of Israel. So, as it was written, whoever does not practice righteousness does not originate with God, nor does the one who does not love his brother. So Esau shows that he does not love his brother Jacob. The descendants of Esau prove that they do not love their brother Jacob. That's why they invaded and took over the inheritances belonging to their brother. But remember what God told Israel. He told them not to do what? Not to venture to try to take over the land belonging to Esau. That he's not going to give it to Israel, even a foot to Israel. But Esau invaded the territory of his brother and took over every inheritance. So Esau does not love his brother. That's why he is of the wicked one, the devil. He does not practice righteousness. So the book of Deuteronomy chapter 32 verse 31 shows, it's written, "For their rock is not like our rock. Even our enemies have understood this." So Esau joined with the seed of the serpent to serve the devil as God. Yes, Esau joined with the seed of the devil and mixed with the seed of the devil, produced by the devil, the nations, to do what? To serve the will of the devil. And what is the will of the devil? According to Genesis chapter 3:15, they are to bruise and to hurt the children produced by God. And that's what Esau is doing. He joined the nations to bruise and to hurt the seed. To hurt Jacob, his brother. So the gods that the nations worship and serve is not the same as the God the Israelites serve. Rather, the gods the nations serve is the serpent, the devil, and the Garden of Eden that misled Eve. That is the God that the nations are serving. And their rock is different from our rock. Israelites were raised to serve the Most High God as the true creator of the heavens and the earth. In the book of 2 Corinthians chapter 10 verse 20 and 21, there is written, "So no, what I said that what the nations sacrifice, they sacrifice to demons or to devil, and not to God. And I do not want you to become sharer with the demons or the devil. So you cannot be drinking the cup of Yahuwah and the cup of the devil. So you cannot be partaking of the table of Yahuwah and the table of the demons or the devil." So it's either you are serving the Most High God or you are serving the devil, the serpent, the devil as God. There's no two way about it. You cannot serve two masters. You are either of the devil and serving the devil's will as God, or you are on the side of the Most High God, serving and obeying him as God. So the nations, they sacrifice or they serve is the devil, the serpent. So when Esau sold his birthright, he joined with the nations to serve the serpent, the devil as God, and do the will of the devil. In the book of John, chapter 8, verse 44, there is written, "So you are from your father the devil, and you wish to do the desires of your father." So that one is a murderer when he began, and he did not stand fast in the truth, because the truth is not in him. So when he speaks the lie, he speaks according to his own disposition, because he is a liar and the father of the lie. So Yahushua, the Messiah of Israel, told some of these offspring of the devil that they are from their father, the devil, and they are doing the will of their father, the devil. And there is no truth in them. But they are murderers. They are there to kill like their father, the devil, did. Did that happen? Yes, because after the Messiah went back to heaven, these offspring of the devil did what? Carried out what they had been designed to do, which is to bruise and hurt and kill and steal the inheritance belonging to Israel, the offspring of God. So during the Messiah's time, Esau's descendants are already in the promised land for Jacob or Israel, and they are ready to commit murder of the sons of the Most High God, including the Son of God. They are ready to do what? To bruise and to hurt the children produced by God, to serve the will of their father the devil. So that is how Esau is of the wicked one. He joined with the seed of the serpent to be against his brother Jacob. In the book of Obadiah, chapter 1, verse 6 and 7, there is written, "Oh, how Esau has been searched out, how his hidden treasures has been sought after. So they have driven you to the border. All your allies have deceived you. The men at peace with you have prevailed against you. Those eating bread with you will place a net under you, but you will not discern it." According to Amplified Version of the Bible, it's written this way: "How Esau or Edom shall be ransacked by the men who come to ravage with divine approval. How his hidden treasures shall be searched out." So yes, Esau's hidden secrets and his stolen treasures, the treasure he stole from Jacob, will be revealed and be sorted out by the men who will come to revenge with God's approval. I say it again. Yes, Esau's hidden secrets and his stolen treasures that he stole from Jacob. Remember, the thief will come to steal, kill, and to destroy. So all those treasures that Esau stole from Jacob and now has exalted himself and to make himself become like the chosen one or belonging to God. So all those treasures will be sorted out by the men who will come to revenge with God's approval. So even though Esau's descendants have conquered, stolen, what does not belong to them, and have exalted themselves on high, even in the temples of God. Yahuwah said that he will reveal them and bring them down from there. Yes, Esau's descendants have exalted themselves with their stolen treasures or goods that they stole from Jacob, and have exalted themselves in every places of worship, claiming to be gods. Yahuwah said he's going to reveal them, and he's going to expose them, and he's going to bring them down. If you have not watched one of the videos that I made, you should go and watch it. What is the title? Can a man make himself God when they are not? Search through one of our videos and see. He's talking about Esau. Can a man make himself gods when they are not? Jeremiah asked that question. But Edom or Esau has stolen the inheritance from Jacob and has exalted himself over the earth, and is making himself to be gods, but they are not. So you should have understanding. So the men at peace with Esau, that is the conquered Jacob or Israel descendants, will prevail at the end against Esau. The chosen ones, sons of the Most High God, will crush the head of the serpent and his children. So then they will take over dominion over the earth forever. But the question is, why will the chosen descendants of Jacob prevail against Esau and will take over dominion over the earth? Well, notice what is written, why they will do this. Notice what is written in the book of Hebrews chapter 12 verse 17. So, for you know that afterwards, when he wanted to inherit the blessings, he was rejected. For although he earnestly tried to bring about a change of mind with tears, it was to no avail. So even though Esau tried seriously to get back that inheritance that he had sold to Jacob, even with tears, but at the end he was rejected, because God knows the heart of Esau. He was rejected. He was not given the promise, the blessings that he was seeking after. Because God can read the heart of Esau and his descendants. So, because he was rejected, but Esau with cunning and with power, or with the sword, has invaded and stolen the inheritance that he desperately was seeking from Jacob, and has exalted himself and his descendants to have dominion over the earth today. God is the one exposing Esau, revealing his secrets. And he's revealing his stolen treasures. So, yes, though Esau was rejected when he sought to get the promise or the inheritance back, the birthright back, that is why he will not continue to rule forever, because the conquered Jacob's or Israel descendants will prevail at the end against Esau. That is what is foretold in the book of Obadiah, chapter 1, verse 6 and 7. But now with cunning and with smooth speech, Esau presumptuously have dominion over the earth, saying, who can bring me down? They are doing so with cunning and with smooth speech, misleading the entire inhabited earth with their cunning and smooth speech. In the book of Daniel, chapter 8, verse 23 to 25, there is written, and in the final part of their kingdom, that is the kingdom of Israel, the Jacobs, as the transgressors add to a completion, a fierce-looking king who understands ambiguous sayings will stand up. His power will become great, but not through his own power. So he will bring ruin in an extraordinary way, and he will be successful and act effectively. He will bring mighty ones to ruin, also the people made up of the holy ones. And by his cunning, he will use the deception to succeed. And in his heart, he will exalt himself. And during a time of security, he will bring many to ruin. He will even stand up against the prince of princes, but he will be broken without human hand. So it was foretold that concerning Israel, their kingdom, in their last stage of their kingdom, as they continue to transgress against the covenant they made, that a fierce-looking king, that is Esau descendants, will do what? Who understands ambiguous saying, will stand up. His power will become great, but not through his own power, because they are using the power of who? The devil. So he will bring ruin in an extraordinary way, and he will be successful and act effectively. The interesting thing is that he will also bring down people made up of the holy ones, that is the Israelites. So this is the Roman Empire. This is talking about the Roman Empire, which is Edom also, because Esau is Edom, and Edomites from the Roman Empire. So that they will rise up and they will bring even the people, the Jacobs, down, and bring many mighty ones down, and exalt themselves with cunning and deception. They will succeed. They will bring many to ruin during the time of security. And they will do what? Stand against the prince of princes and make war with the prince of princes at the end. That is Yahushua when he returns. So this is, yes, the history and the future of Esau. God is revealing all these things. He has foretold all these things because he is a God that tells the future from the beginning. So he is revealing the history, what Esau will do, things he has done and things he will do, that we may know it. Because he said he's going to do what? Esau will be searched out. His hidden treasures will be sought after, or be sorted out. So let's consider what will be the end of Esau. What will be the end of Esau? So even though Esau with cunningly exalted his descendants to have dominion over the earth, so they will fight with the Prince of Princes at his return to liberate the Jacobs and to take over the ruling dominion of the earth. Yes, because the Prince of Princes, Yahushua, will return to liberate the descendants of Jacob. So Esau's descendants will fight with the Prince of Princes when he returns, but they will be defeated. So Esau's descendants will be broken and crushed without human hand. So they are not fighting humans, they are fighting who? God. And they will not succeed. So they will be broken without human hand or human help, because God is coming down with his powerful ones to fight with Esau's descendants, Edom, and to expose them and to bring them down. Because he said he will bring them down, even though they make their dwellings in the on high. Jehovah said he will bring them down. So because Jehovah said he is the one to bring them down, Esau's descendant will be crushed without human hand. God doesn't need human help to bring them down. So in the book of Genesis chapter 3 verse 15, there is written, "And I will put enmity between you and the woman, and between your offspring and her offspring, and he will crush your head, and you will strike him in the heel." So it was foretold that the offspring or the children raised by God will crush the children, the head of the serpent in the head. They will be crushed to pieces. The book of Joel chapter 3 verse 9 to 11, there it is written, because of what was foretold, this crushing that will be done to Esau, or the seed of the serpent, it was foretold, proclaim this among the nations, prepare for war, stir up mighty men, say let all the soldiers draw near, say let them advance, say beat your plowshares into sword, and your pruning shears into spears, say let the weak ones say I am powerful or I am strong, say come and help all you surrounding nations, say assemble together to that place, O Yahuwah, bring down your powerful ones. So yes, Yahuwah has told the nations, the seed produced by the serpent, the devil, he has told them to do what? Prepare for war. Because remember, the outcome of these two branches is that at the end, the seed produced by God will crush the seed produced by the serpent, the devil. So he told them to prepare for war, and they should come down into the valley for judgment. And Yahuwah himself is going to bring his powerful ones, his angels, to come and battle with these nations in order to do what? To bring them down. So it is written in the book of 2 Thessalonians chapter 1 verse 6 to 10. This is another explanation of what is going to take place. It's written this way. So this take into account that it is righteous on God's part to repair tribulation to those who make tribulation to you. So Esau's descendants have made tribulation to to Jacob or Israel. They have bruised and they have hurt Jacob, their brother. It is righteous on God's part to repair tribulation to those who make tribulation to you. So, but you who suffer tribulation with will be given relief along with us at the revelation of the Lord Yahushua from heaven, with his powerful angels in a flaming fire, as he brings vengeance on those who do not know God and those who do not obey the good news about our Lord Yahushua. So these very ones will undergo judiciary punishment of everlasting destruction from before the Lord and from the glory of his strength at the time when he comes to be glorified in connection with his holy ones, and be regarded in that day with wonders among all those who exercise faith, because the witness we gave met with faith among them. So yes, Yahushua, the Son of God, will return and will make tribulation and repair vengeance upon the nation, Esau, of the wicked one, because Esau has joined the seed of the serpent. So Yahushua will return and will take vengeance on them. So Esau is till the end of the world, or Esau will rule till the end of this world, but Jacob got next. So Esau will continue to have dominion over the earth until the appointed time of the end, when Yahushua returns to make war with Esau's descendants. So then Israel will take over the ruling dominion over the earth. So these two nations, or two manner of people that will have dominion over the earth, the ones on the side of the serpent, the devil, which is joined and become one of them, they will continue to have dominion over the earth until the appointed time to crush them and to bring them to an end, bring them down. Then Jacob or Israel descendants of Jacob will have ruling dominion over the earth forever. In the book of Daniel chapter 2 verse 44 is written, "In the day of those kings, the God of heavens will set up a kingdom that will never be destroyed, and the kingdom will not be passed on to any other people. It will crush and put to an end all these kingdoms, and it alone will stand forever." So God said he's going to set up his own kingdom that will stand forever, that will put an end to every other kingdom, including Esau's kingdom, dominion over the earth. God will establish his own government, rulership with the Jacobs, so that they will have dominion over the earth. So at present, the serpent seeds, the nations are the ones having dominion, ruling dominion over the earth. And they will continue until the end. But then God will set up his kingdom over the earth that will crush every other government on earth, after he has warred with the nations, with Esau, and brings them down. So in the book of Revelation chapter 5 verse 10 is written, and you made them to be a kingdom and a priest to our God, and they are to rule as king over the earth. So God will make the Jacobs, or Israel, to be a kingdom and a priest to our God, and they will rule as king over the earth. They will have dominion over the earth. So in the book of Revelation chapter 11 verse 15 is written, "The seventh angel blew his trumpet, and there were loud voices in heaven saying, The kingdom of this world has become the kingdom of our Lord and his son Yahushua, and he will rule as king forever and ever." So after Esau's rulership over the earth, their dominion has been brought down, God will set up the kingdom, his own kingdom, and his son Yahushua will rule as king over the earth and have dominion forever and ever. So that is what was foretold that will take place. Esau will rule until the end of this world, but then Jacob is the one that will come next. So Esau will continue to have dominion over the earth until the appointed time of the end. Then Jacob, or Israel, will take over the ruling dominion of the earth. The book of John chapter 18 verse 36, there is written, Yahushua answered, "My kingdom is no part of this one, or this world. If my kingdom were part of this world, my attendants would have fought that I should not be handed over to the Jews. But as it is, my kingdom is not from this source." So Yahushua, when he was here on earth, he acknowledged to it that his kingdom, where he is going to be ruler over all things, is not part of this present one. Because this present one is being ruled by who? Esau, the wicked one. And they will continue to rule until the end. Then the one to come is the kingdom belonging to Yahushua, the Son of God. So he said if his kingdom was part of this one, his attendants or those with him would have fought so that he would not be handed over. But because he knew that his kingdom is not part of this present one, he submitted to the will of God. So Esau will rule and have dominion of the earth until the appointed time of the end of this present world. And that appointed time of the end we're almost at the end, just few more years to go. So this system of things is on its way out, but we are looking forward to the kingdom to come, when Jacob will take over the dominion of the earth. So as it was written, two manner of people, or two human branches that will spring from the earth, those who love and will serve the will of the Creator and obey him as God, and those who will follow and serve the devil, the serpent that misled Eve, the devil, and serve him as God. These are two manner of people that will sprung up from the earth. And Esau and Jacob represent these two manner of people, and will lead these two manner of people to have dominion over the earth. So Esau joined with the side of the serpent because he sold his birthright. He despised his relationship with the Most High God. So he sold his birthright to Jacob. Thus he became now part of the devil. So Esau descendants moved and took over dominion, possession of the Mount Seir, and conquered the nations and set up their kingdom, and they even become presumptuous and took over the inheritance of Jacob and took over dominion of the earth. And they will continue to rule the earth until God brings them down. And then Jacob's kingdom will be, God establishes kingdom, and that kingdom will be given to the Jacobs to rule and have dominion over the earth forever. And Yahushua, the Son of God, will rule as king forever and ever over the Jacobs. Again, thank you for paying attention to this point. I hope you are being blessed, and I hope you are being enlightened. I hope that the light bulb is shining for you. Just be patient and just endure until the end, until Esau's kingdom comes to an end, and then Jacob's will begin. Until I come to you next time, peace and remain blessed. Please like and share this video with your friends, with your families. Subscribe if you can. Make others know the truth. Make others awake to what is written. For the time left is reduced, and we are running out of time. So remain blessed again, as I said, until I come to you next time.